G'day and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Luke and I like to talk about personal and financial development. Today I really want to talk about a strategy that is probably one of the most overlooked or under-discussed strategies for success, and that is sleep. Your success in the end can actually be tied to something as simple as sleep. And if you sleep 7 to 9 hours every night, you're going to find it much easier to get through your days and achieve all of your goals. Sleep is so crucial. It helps your body and mind recover from long, hard days and makes sure that you're ready to step up and perform the following day. Science and researchers haven't really actually put their finger on why all of this is the case, but what we do know is that without sleep, humans start to crumble. We lose focus, have trouble remembering things, make poor decisions, and of course we hinder our health and immune system when we're not getting enough sleep. Sleep is rarely talked about out there in the public sphere, but what we do know is that some of the most successful people in the world really do have a good sleep routine and they capture lots of hours every night. Elon Musk, for example, is a workaholic and actually works sometimes for 120 hours a week at a time. But even with all of those work hours, he manages to take some time to read before he goes to sleep, from around 1 to 7 a.m., which is approximately 6 hours of sleep. Jeff Bezos, he sleeps between 7 and 8 hours a night, prioritizing his sleep. He says that proper sleep helps him think clearly and gives him more energy. Bezos also links good sleep with smart decision making. Bill Gates reads for about an hour before bedtime, which helps improve his sleep. He has a routine that gets him to sleep at midnight, and he aims to get around 7 hours of sleep every single night. Warren Buffett is a huge book lover who appreciates the value of sleep, and he aims to get about 8 hours a night, and sometimes more. Then if we look at huge athletes such as NFL quarterback Tom Brady or NFL point guard Stephen Curry, they both get about 9 hours of sleep a night and believe that that's really important. There is an obvious link between sleep and performance. Whether you are a creative, an athlete, a politician, an entrepreneur, or just a person working day to day, quality sleep is really essential for you to be able to do your job well and perform day in and day out. Studies have found that people who actually prioritize their sleep have a myriad of health benefits that go along with those hours. With proper sleep, you gain better concentration, which allows you to focus more on the work directly in front of you, which of course helps you get things done more efficiently. Sleep aids your memory, so you can spend much less time trying to actually recall what you need to do for the day and much more time actually doing what needs to be done. Sleep helps you maintain a positive attitude. This allows you to be a much better leader and just a much more pleasant person in general. No one wants to deal with someone who's crabby because they've had a lack of sleep. When your mind is clear and well rested, your creative juices flow much more. You'll be able to brainstorm better, come up with creative ideas, and work your way around certain problems that you might have been unable to get around if you were lacking sleep. People who get enough sleep are better decision makers. Since you have more concentration and a more rested mind, you can be more rational in your decision making and solve problems better, which of course will lead you to more success. And of course, your physical health will thank you very much for all of the sleep that you're getting. Sleep is known to help your immune system work at its optimal level, so you'll be able to live a happier, healthier, and more productive life. So you can see from this list here that there are just so many facets in our lives that deal directly or have a correlation with the volume of sleep that we're getting. Personally, I've always had, for some reason, a rule of thumb to try to get 8 hours of sleep per night. Now that hasn't always been the case, and of course there are many things that happen in each of our lives that sometimes upset that habit from happening, but I've worked really hard on building structures and routines pre-bed that give me the best chance of achieving my goal of 8 hours every night. So in saying that, experts recommend actually getting between 7 to 9 hours every night, but really those hours should more so depend on your age and some of the other circumstances in your life. So probably what's slightly more important than the number of hours of sleep is the quality of those hours of sleep. Because even if you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, if those hours aren't quality deep sleep, it's unlikely that you're going to be getting the level of rest that your body and mind is actually needing. According to the NHS, 1 in 3 people suffers from poor sleep. This means you need to dedicate even more time to ensuring that you get to sleep effectively and have a full night's sleep, which hopefully can take you closer to 8 or 9 hours. There are just so many reasons why we don't get enough sleep or have a poor quality of sleep. It could be an issue of simply just time, or it could be because of late caffeine consumption. It could be related to poor diet or intake of alcohol, or it could be related to nicotine or blue light from all of your screens and devices. So with all of that in mind, let's go over 10 important and easy to implement steps that you can start today, which will help you optimize yourself for sleep. Number 1, go to bed at the same time every day. Start the habit of sleeping and waking up at optimal times based on your schedule and what you need to do each day. In your schedule, ensure that you're allowing 7 to 9 hours of sleep for each night. If you keep this routine really consistent, even on your weekends as well, it'll ensure that you build up a well-rested base and will keep you really proactive and productive during work days and rest days. To go along with this, you really want to try to plan your work days better, and of course that's difficult, but if you can make sure you're not having all-nighters, then you've got a chance to stick to your routine or your schedule of gaining 7 to 9 hours every night. All-nighters are a really tricky one and sometimes can't be avoided, but should try to be avoided at all costs. All-nighters tend to affect your mood, your concentration, your memory, and your physical health. Rather than running to deadlines, if you can schedule things much more efficiently and productively, you can make sure that you try to finish things multiple nights before a deadline so that you can continue jumping into bed or doing your nighttime routine to make sure you get those specific hours of sleep. Because if you stay fresh and don't overwork yourself, you're more likely to be able to put in multiple days of high quality work in a row. Number 2, build a bedtime routine. Besides trying to stick to a sleep schedule as we just discussed, you want to try to lock in an hour or 2, if you can afford the time, for a pre-sleep routine. It's impossible to expect yourself to fall straight to sleep and get into a deep sleep state if you've been looking at your screen for hours on end before you walk into your bedroom, or if you're eating really late and you're putting your body under some unusual stresses. Check out another one of my videos on creating routines here, but in the meantime, here's 4 really easy tips that you can implement into your bedtime routine. Do not use any screens or forms of technology at least 30 minutes before trying to sleep. Do a few minutes of meditation or light stretching, both of which are excellent for winding yourself down. Take a hot shower. Our body temperatures drop when we're sleeping, and we feel sleepy after a warm shower. Doing this will help you to relax the muscles, making it easier to fall asleep and getting your sleep hygiene in order. Keep a journal and jot down your thoughts prior to going to bed, such as how your day was or what you're grateful for, or a to-do list for the next day. Try not to use your phone for this as well. Number 3, start exercising. Physical activity during the day will help you get a great sleep at night. It also has the potential to extend the duration of your sleep. Just try to find an activity that you enjoy doing. That's the hardest part about it. Just find something you like doing. It can even be something just like a walk around the block that can go for an hour, but you'll find the benefits will be very significant. Number 4, manage your diet. You are what you eat, and what you eat, along with what time you eat, can make or break the quality of your sleep. You need to try to avoid eating too close to bedtime, as this stimulates your gastric juices, which can actually make you feel quite uncomfortable when you're trying to sleep. Furthermore, some things that may help is to avoid spicy food, high citrus-based foods, and of course avoid alcohol if you can. Yes, I know, it can sometimes seem like alcohol can actually knock you out into sleep, but in reality, this is causing you to have a low quality of sleep. And of course, along with that low quality of sleep, you're going to wake up unrefreshed and likely to have a hangover. Just try to choose healthier options like lots of greens and lean proteins. These decisions matter. They're going to really help with your physical and mental capacity. Number 5, avoid naps. I know lots and lots of people really enjoy a nap, but they can act as a double-edged sword because while they may give you the burst of energy you need for the afternoon block, they can take away from your sleepiness at bedtime when you really want to be able to drop into a deep sleep. Just remember this, if you're actually getting enough sleep at night, so 7 to 9 hours, you certainly should not be needing to have a nap in the afternoon or at lunch. Number 6, manage your caffeine intake. A lot of us, and myself included, rely on caffeine to give us certain energy hits. And myself, that's first thing in the morning. All I try to do, and I think is the best policy, is to minimize your caffeine after say 10 a.m. Caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. So that means in reality that it can take about 12 hours to fully get out of your system. Try to avoid drinking caffeine before your bedtime, as it's likely that this will keep you awake. Not only that, but caffeine acts as a diuretic, so you may get woken up because you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which is another disturbance in a potential deep sleep moment. Number 7, fix your environment. Try to avoid sleeping in rooms that are well lit. You want to try to sleep in a room that's as dark as possible because bright light actually affects our melatonin levels, which can certainly make it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. If you can get your room to pitch black, go for it. Try to get rid of all hallway lights, night lights, clocks, and keep your devices away. You should really be avoiding all screen time before you go to sleep. If you want to create optimal sleep, you've got to get rid of blue light from phones, tablets, computers, TVs, approximately 2 to 3 hours prior to wanting to go to sleep. Also, if you can keep your bedroom at a really cool level when you're going to sleep, it'll really help your body drop its temperature, which will help it go into a deeper state of sleep faster. And finally, consider your bed hygiene. Think about the types of sheets that you sleep in and under. You really want to look at natural fibers like cotton, as synthetic products will actually keep your body warmer, and it's more likely that there's going to be more bacteria kept in the sheets in between washes. Cotton provides phenomenal breathability and comfort, so it's certainly worth considering that. Number 8, turn off notifications. The best method here is to not have your phone in the bedroom at all, ever. But if that's not possible, make sure your phone is on do not disturb mode or airplane mode, or if you can't do any of those, make sure it's on silent and turned face down. What's really important is that you don't have notifications, messages, or phone calls waking you up in the middle of the night. Particularly if this is from work, no work is that important that it should be waking you up from your deep sleep. If you do need to keep your phone on for emergencies, which of course I can understand, set up your do not disturb settings so that you can allow just the numbers that you actually need to be able to call you. Because of the ease of checking so much stuff on your phone now, I've actually had to leave my phone downstairs, way away from the bedroom. So I'm never even tempted to touch it, let alone scroll on social media. Number 9, don't let your pets disturb you. The more distractions and interruptions that you actually have, the worse your sleep is going to be. Something as simple as having your dog or your cat sleep in the same bed as you is a really good way to up your level of disturbances each night. Just train your pets to sleep outside of your bedroom. And if you can't do that, make sure you have a bed that's in your room, but it is designated for them for sleep. Number 10, don't give up if you can't fall asleep. Not being able to fall asleep is a totally common issue. So if you can't fall asleep after 15 to 30 minutes of lying in bed at night, maybe try some stretching or some light breathing meditation. Admittedly, stress can also get hold of our sleep success because we tend to have a lot of negative thoughts running through our mind during the day, which sort of follow us along into the time that we're ready to go to sleep, which is why a bedtime routine can be so valuable to you. Just remember to keep evaluating what you're doing prior to sleep. That sleep routine can be really important, and it's of course open to change constantly, so that it works best for you in what stage of your life that you're in. In the end, it can be the difference between feeling refreshed and ready to go or feeling dull, low energy, and low performance. There are so many great resources out there about how to get better sleep, but here are 3 of what I've found to be the most frequently asked questions about how to get better sleep. What can I take to help with sleep? I don't recommend you take sleeping pills to fall asleep faster. Sleeping pills can be an option, but never the first solution. Instead, follow the tips we discussed here today and try to build yourself a solid bedtime routine. How can I fight jet lag? Try to adjust to the time zone you plan to travel to as early as possible before your flight. When you arrive at your destination, head out and get under the sun and stay awake for longer, which can make you feel more ready to sleep by the time evening comes around. Grounding or earthing can also help. Take your socks and shoes off and stand barefoot on natural ground for up to 20 minutes. Take deep breaths and allow your body to reset to its current location on the Earth's surface. What are the factors that contribute to great sleep? The 3 things that will affect your sleep are quantity, quality, and consistency. It's best to have enough quality sleep, 7 to 9 hours of straight sleep with no disturbances. As for consistency, this means sticking to a schedule so you can maintain those 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, nothing more or less. And there you have it. And I really hope you found that video useful, because if you can get your sleeping routine and volume of sleep right, you're going to have a much better life and you're going to be able to achieve a whole lot more than you first thought you could. Thanks so much for watching the video. I do really appreciate it. And if you found it useful, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for more content like this, make sure you check out my other videos that are popping up on the screen right now. Thanks so much again for watching the video. Stay safe out there. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.